Welcome back to your girl channel, Life is Juliana. We are making our lasagna, our vegan lasagna for the other day, just in time for the other day. Talk to me nice, goody, talk to me nice. Make sure to turn on the post notifications, right? To be reminded every time your girl upload a brand new video. Let's get started. Okay, boo, let's start the recipe because this is in time for the holiday. Thanksgiving, Christmas, perfect. I'm going to walk you through the ingredients one at a time, right? Now you're going to need your veggies of choice. I have bell pepper there. You need some breadcrumbs. Of course, you're going to need some fresh garlic, because garlic is a must for the recipe, right? Then you're going to need your tomatoes, and I do have mushroom, but that's cooked mushroom, but you can also use uncooked. Now this is my meat substitute of choice, my soy chunks, and all you have to do is just add water to it and soften up the texture, right? And you're good to go. Just make it soften up, and then before you cook it, just squeeze off the excess water and you are ready to cook that thing. Now this is my plantain, and this is what I'm a green plantain. Let me make sure I clear that up, and that is what I'm going to use instead of using pasta or whatever you want to call it for the recipe. We're going to use plantain. Now I'm going to be using my vegan coconut spread for the recipe, and I'm also going to be using my vegan mozzarella cheese. Now I have a vegan mozzarella cheese recipe that I made at home on my next channel, how to cook, and I'm going to put that link down below so you can in fact make your own vegan mozzarella cheese at home. Now I'm going to show you how to get your green plantain ready for frying. Now the first thing you want to do is cut on top of the plantain like that, and then with your knife, sharp knife, and don't cut yourself, good enough, cut yourself. You want to go ahead and make a long cut down the bottom to the bottom, from top to bottom, and then cut it across at the end of the plantain, and you're going to find that it's going to just come right out of the peel. If it's going to hesitate a little bit, just take your finger and just help to remove it. My thumb, that's what I use, and just help it to slide from the plantain peel itself. And yeah, that's it. If you have any little pieces left over, just grab your knife and just peel off the little excess that you don't want to fry, right? Plantain skin. Now to fry the plantain, I cut it into equal parts and then made 3 slices going down from top to bottom, and so I had 6 slices of from one plantain. Don't cut it up too small. You don't want to do that. That is perfect, and that is total 1 plantain. Now to fry it up, you want to make sure that you have enough oil. If you don't want to have that much oil, that's fine, but I always have oil at hand, both in my fryer and both on stove top. So that's what we're going to fry these things up in, and I am going to fry it for no more than about 5 minutes because it is going to go into the oven. After 5 minutes, just like that, you don't want to overcook it. Good, please don't overcook it, and please don't burn it. You're going to go ahead and remove it, and you are going to let it hang out and until you finish up with the others, because I did fry a total of 5 plantain. Now if you don't want to do 5, you could do 4, but just make sure you have enough plantain to do the recipe, right? Depending on how big you're going to make your lasagna. Now what I did was take my rolling pin and just kind of roll them out a little bit, just to thin them out just a little bit, right? And I didn't add any salt or anything. If you want to add salt here, you sure can, but you girl, I tone down on the salt intake. But just take your rolling pin and just roll them out a little bit, just to flatten them out, and so be perfect when in fact you make your lasagna. You want to make it flat, just like you would be using your lasagna macaroni type thing, right? Yes, that's perfect. Now that is what it looks like when you get all done, and that is a total of 5 green plantains. Now in my pot I'm getting ready to cook my meat substitute for my lasagna, and it's fast, easy and simple. I added my vegan oil, and then I added the fresh garlic to it, chopped garlic, probably about 4 cloves of garlic, and then I added the chopped onions to it, and then I added my bell pepper. And then you can choose what kind of bell pepper you want to add, but make sure you add your chopped onions and your bell pepper. Now see, I went ahead and made sure that there was no water. You're not going to get all the water, but that's fine. That is your meat substitute. And then I added my cooked mushroom, and you can add uncooked mushroom to the mix. Then I added my tomatoes to it as well, and gave it a nice little stir with my fire on medium heat, because I don't want to cook too fast. Medium heat it is. Now to give it flavor, I added some black pepper, and then I added some garlic powder to the mix along with my onion powder, and then I added some combo seasoning, and you could substitute whatever you like, and then some all-purpose seasoning, a little bit of crushed red pepper, and gave it a nice little toss, right? And as you can see, I didn't add any salt to it, but you can add your salt, flavor it up how you want it. Now to that I added 1 tablespoon of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of bread crumbs to the mix. And the breadcrumbs is going to make sure that my thing no watery, right? But no, I don't want it to be watery, so the breadcrumbs is going to suck up any extra amount of water. Cover it up for about 15 minutes, let it cook on medium heat, and that's what you got. You want to go ahead and turn that heat off and set it aside and move on to your next step. Now we are going to make the cheese sauce for your lasagna. I'm once again going in with my vegan butter, coconut spread, add it to the pot, allow it to melt like that, and then I went in and I added about 1 1/3 cup of cornstarch, and you can use tapioca starch, it worked good too. Give it a good little mix right here, don't burn it. I did use coconut milk, but you could use almond milk, any kind of milk of your choice, but I wanted to have that little island flavor. Right here I did give it a little bit of salt for flavor, and I added some black pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder to the mix. I once again added some combo season and all-purpose season, because you want to have your thing having flavor, right? And I did add some cilantro and some hot sauce to the mix. You could add parsley too. Now I went in with just 1 handful of my vegan mozzarella cheese, and again I am going to insert the link down below to show you how to make your vegan mozzarella cheese in your kitchen, fast, easy and simple. And that's it. Now to layer and to get my thing ready for baking, I went ahead and placed my fried green plantain at the bottom of my baking container, and you want to make sure that your oven is already on 350 degrees, and it is going to take a total of 30 minutes to bake. Now I went in with my meat substitute and I laid it on top of my plantains. Then I added my cheese paste, my vegan cheese paste right there, and then I did go back and add some more of that vegan mozzarella cheese to my lasagna. Smelling so good already. And then laid some more of that green plantain on top of the cheese, like so. So you just gotta, I had some left over, I didn't want to waste it, so I'm gonna just go in and just laid it all up in there. Like, you don't have to put that much, I just laid it all up in there. Then I went in and added the rest of the meat substitute to it. And goodie, if you don't like soy soya chunks. You could use mushroom. If you don't like mushroom, you could go ahead and use your whatever kind of meat substitute you want to use, right? Vital wheat gluten. But anyway, I went in and added some more, the remaining of my cheese paste, and some more of the mozzarella cheese, and I did sprinkle a little bit of parsley or cilantro on top, and that's it right there. My oven was ready and waiting. I popped it in my oven and let it bake for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, uncovered, make sure to leave it uncovered. That is what you have. You will have a really delicious, tasty, beautiful looking lasagna, and you don't have to be guilty. You don't have to feel guilty when you slice into this, because this is all vegetables in one platter. It smells good, it tastes good, it is so delicious. The plantain is everything. It's just so creamy. Now I hope you like the recipe. Give it a thumbs up, share, and yeah, I guess I will see you in my next one. Talk to you later. Bye.